grace of rain, finding the chemistry of rest in my mother's words. Growing up, there was a specific phrase my mother would always say whenever the clouds gathered and the first drops began to fall. The sky took mercy. For her, it was never a complaint about ruined plans. It was a quiet declaration of relief. In her world, the arrival of rain meant an automatic, non-negotiable truce with the endless demands of outdoor chores. It was a divine permission slip to step inside, sit down, and rest. While her words certainly carried a traditional religious undertone of unearned grace, they also carried a profound psychological wisdom that I have come to inherit. To this day, I feel the exact same shift within myself. When it rains, I feel a sudden liberating permission to rest. For the longest time, I wondered why it took an act of nature to grant me this peace. Exploring the neurochemical processes behind our sense of duty reveals that my mother's simple phrase was actually a brilliant antidote to a deeply ingrained biological stress response: the chemical cage of duty. When I am trapped in a cycle of relentless duty and the urge to constantly produce, my brain operates in a high alert survival mode. The drive to cross items off my to-do list is fueled by dopamine, the neurotransmitter of anticipation and pursuit. Dopamine pushes me forward, whisper promising satisfaction with the next completed task, but often trapping me in a loop where enough is never enough. Coupled with this drive is a subtle, culturally inherited guilt, a modern echo of the old work ethic that views idleness as a flaw. This anxiety activates my amygdala, the brain's threat detection center. The amygdala perceives unfinished work as a looming crisis, triggering the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. In this state, my prefrontal cortex, the seat of willpower and planning, is working overtime to suppress my natural desire to rest. I am physically and mentally wired to keep running. The chemistry of mercy. When the rain finally starts and my mother's words echo in my mind, a radical chemical shift takes place. By recognizing that the sky has taken mercy, the burden of choice is lifted from my shoulders. I don't have to choose to stop. The weather has stopped me. This shift from striving to surrendering triggers a beautiful neurological cascade, the embrace of oxytocin. Allowing myself to receive this mercy activates my brain's care and safety system. My brain begins to secrete oxytocin, the hormone of comfort and connection. It immediately softens the amygdala's alarm, lowering my heart rate and whispering that I am safe, even if the work is left undone. Activating the rest and digest system. As the fight or flight response recedes, my parasympathetic nervous system takes over. Driven by the neurotransmitter acetylcholine, my body finally relaxes its muscles, deepens its breath, and redirects its energy toward internal healing and recovery. The freedom of the default mode network, DMN. With no active task to focus on, my brain switches on its daydreaming network. As I sit by the window watching the storm, the DMN allows my mind to wander, process emotions, and tap into creative depths that are inaccessible during the frantic rush of duty. A legacy of grace. Nature itself conspires to support this rest. The rhythmic patter of raindrops acts as a natural pink noise, steadying my brain waves and soothing my nervous system. Meanwhile, the drop in atmospheric pressure and the dimming light naturally boost the production of melatonin, gently signaling to my body that it is time to slow down. Looking back, I realize my mother practiced a beautiful form of psychological survival. By framing the rain as a gift of mercy from above, she bypassed her own stubborn inner critic. She transferred the responsibility of stopping to a higher power, allowing herself to enjoy a guilt-free sanctuary. Whenever the sky turns gray and the downpour begins, I carry her memory with me. I listen to the rain, let the cortisol fade, and welcome the rush of peace that follows. It is a biological resetting of my system, a scientific necessity, and a timeless piece of grace passed down from my mother's heart to mine.
The sun was a master, demanding and bright. I chased every shadow, I worked through the light. The checklist was heavy, the burden was deep. A voice in my head saying promises to keep. The dopamine rushing, the cortisol high, a beautiful cage underneath the blue sky. But then came the gray, and the first gentle drop, a gift from above that commanded a stop. Taivas, Armahti, I hear her voice say, the sky has shown mercy, it's raining today. No guilt in the quiet, no debt to be paid, just peace in the shelter that nature has made. My amygdala softens, the warning signs fade. In the rush of the water, a truce has been made. The pink noise is falling, it cushions my brain. Oxytocin is washing away all the strain. I don't have to choose it, the choice isn't mine. The weather has stepped in, a blessing divine. And now comes the gray, and the first gentle drop, a gift from above that commanded a stop. Taivas, Armahti, I hear her voice say, the sky has shown mercy, it's raining today. No guilt in the quiet, no debt to be paid, just peace in the shelter that nature has made. She knew the secret of letting it go, to step from the fields when the rivers would flow. She gave it to God, or she gave it to rain, to heal from the duty and quiet the pain. And now in the dim light, my thoughts drift away. The default mode network is starting to play. I welcome the gray, and the first gentle drop, a gift from above that commanded a stop. Taivas, Armahti, I hear her voice say, the sky has shown mercy, it's raining today. No guilt in the quiet, no debt to be paid, just peace in the shelter that nature has made. The clouds are my sanctuary, the storm is my friend, a beautiful legacy that doesn't have to end. Rest now, my soul, while the teardrops descend. Time